What is up, guys? It's your boy Captain Jack. Welcome back to this channel. We had an absolute epic time here in the Virgin Islands. Stay tuned for some incredible diving with my boy Lane here.
Devil in a red dress, call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress, call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand, bang got my hand, call.
This place is pretty sweet, little tree house in the middle of the mountains. You can see this overlook is incredible. So we're chilling here and we actually came here just to vacation. But we went out and we did a little exploring. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll clips on that when we're in the water, just seeing sea turtles and just the sea life here. It's pretty epic. So I'll roll on those clips right now. All right, I want to show you guys what Lane is rocking with. He's got the Jeep Wrangler. He's got a sweet little setup, diving out of his Jeep every day. He's got a sweet little water system. Spray down the gear, clean some fish, give it a shower. Sweet little setup. This is so dope. I don't know if you can see the white, right? So I met Lane completely by chance. We were hitchhiking, he picked us up and recognized me from my videos and was super stoked, so we had to get out there on the water together. We started diving in his area, found some lobster, some grouper, and I was kind of just excited to be on the water with a fan. Now Lane is normally a scuba diver, but this time he had to go free diving because he figured why not. He was coming with me, he knew he was safe, he knew he was going to learn something, so he did some free diving, and sure enough he shot the first fish and it was a nice mutton, so he was pretty stoked about that, and so was I. Now we were only using one gun, so we were trading off. I went ahead and saw this big crevice, and mind you, we're only a few hundred yards from the shore, so this is basically a shore dive, diving off the cliffs. There's so much life, especially in the shallows, and you'll see on this dive. I hit this crevice, looked to the right, and there was a nice mutton that I spooked. He was probably about a 10-15 pounder, but I ended up looking to my left, and there's some white margates. I go to shoot, and of course, I'm new to the gun, and the safety was on, so I go ahead and figure out how to turn the safety off. I start following the fish again, and I know these fish are kind of a little dumb, on the dumber side, so I ended up taking a shot, led him, and gave him the shaft. Now you can hear Lane go absolutely nuts at the surface. He was so stoked. So was I. I was happy to land a good fish on one of my first dives, and so that's some more fish we get to add to the stringer and we get to bring home for dinner. So now that I shot a fish, gun goes back to Lane. He takes a look under this braid coral and shoots a nice strawberry grouper. I think like right there, he shoots, comes out, tells me he's got something, starts heading to the surface, and we explain at the surface what he's got. He goes ahead and makes another drop, pulls out the strawberry grouper. Now these things are like grouper candy, one of my favorite tasting grouper. So now the gun goes back to me. I saw the tail of a big grouper head up into this coral head. He rocked up somewhere in there in the cave, and I make a drop. I have the gun out looking for him in case his head pops out, and I don't find him. So I kind of almost give up at this point, and I pull my gun out and just kind of am just inspecting the whole area. And I kind of suggest doing that because there's sometimes these grouper get in places that you don't think they could ever get. So I put my head in there, make sure I can really see really well, especially since I don't have a flashlight, and I go to the other side. The gun's almost laying in the sand, and I spot his teeth in that dark cave there to the left behind that blue and yellow fish. I pull the gun back, pull it up, line it up, take my time, and land the shot. And there's no need to rush and try to get him on the same dive. We're diving shallow, so I head up to the surface and I make another drop in just a second. And that was good. Lane was kind of looking out, pointed out a reef shark to me because he kind of came into the commotion. I made another drop, pull him out, know I've landed a good shot, and I realized it's a yellowfin grouper. And I've only got these in the Bahamas in deeper water, so shooting one from a shore dive, I was really amped up, and also Lane was pretty stoked to see that I got a nice grouper as well. So one thing about shore diving is if the sharks show up and you have a string or a fish, that's kind of the cue to head back in. All right, you guys, we are back at the treehouse. We're back from the diving adventure. We had an epic time. My boy Lane hooked it up.
All right.
Hooked it up.
All right.
Yeah, we had such a sick time. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. Epic time here in the Virgin Islands. If you get here, get out there, enjoy yourself adventure. And like always, I'll see you guys next week for another adventure. Later.